Hey, Shalom, Israel. Brother Reggie Jr. here. So today, guys, I'm going to be reading Numbers chapter 22, just picking up where I left off from last time. If you didn't get a chance to see the previous lesson, it is up. So I suggest you go watch that video before watching this one. But if not, you want to continue on with me right where I am, hey, you're more than welcome to. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started, brothers and sisters. Numbers chapter 22. And I'm going to be reading verse 1. And it says, "And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by Jericho. And Balak," now this is King Balak of Moab, but it's going to tell us that later. "And Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel, because there were so many of us." And brothers and sisters, the nations, they still think the same way of us. They're still afraid of us. That fear never went anywhere. And they look around and they see how many of us are everywhere. Even though we're destroyed, desolate, scattered, there's still a lot of us. That's why wherever we are, they got these what they call them, viral labs or virology labs, because they're taking these viruses and splicing them and stuff like that, and they're releasing them into Israelite populations, trying to make us sick, trying to kill us off, trying to dwindle our numbers down. But it don't work, because the Most High always step in, and it always end up backfiring on them. Now, in verse 2, it said, "Balak saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites." And we know who was behind all of this, though. The Lord was behind this, because remember, the Lord gave nations that were stronger and mightier than us into our hands. Because I want to let you know, these black nations that Israel is defeating, these were some very strong nations, brothers and sisters. These were no weak nations. The black nations were very strong, especially them Hamites. Very, very strong. I'm drinking this beet juice right here. I really like beet juice. It's very, very good for your blood, brothers and sisters. Beet juice even looks like blood, and it stains like blood. So if you ever get a chance, go out and buy you some all natural organic beet juice, and it'll make you feel so much better, brothers and sisters, because I've been feeling good since I've been drinking this stuff. But anyway, back to Numbers 22. Yeah, the Lord was behind all of this, and it was the Lord that struck fear in all of these nations. So Balak, the king of Moab, he was afraid. And it says, "And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel." Verse 4. "And Moab said," and on top of that, all of these nations, they are well aware of what happened when Israel was in Egypt. They're well aware of what happened there. Verse 4. "And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the oxen licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time." Verse 5. "He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt." So that lets you know that King Balak and the Moabites, they were well aware of what befell Egypt because of what they did to the children of Israel. He says, there is a people that come out from Egypt, talking about the Israelites, these black people. "Behold, they cover the face of the earth." Just as the Lord said that the population of the children of Israel would be. Remember, he told Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that Israel's numbers will be as the stars of heaven. There will be so many of them. Now, here in this captivity, as of 2024, our numbers have went way down. Now, Make no mistake, we're still numerous, brothers and sisters, and we're scattered, but we are nowhere even close or near to what we once were. But when Jesus come back and get us out of this captivity, we are going to be double what our fathers were when they came out of Egypt. So if they were the stars of heaven here, we're going to be double the stars of heaven. Because remember, he said, I'm going to give you double, Israel, for all your trouble that you endured in this hellacious captivity. So we're going to be double the stars of heaven. They think it's a lot of black people right now. Just wait. Okay. Now, you see that King Balak, he called Balaam to, let me see. Yeah, he called Balaam basically to curse the children of Israel. Now, if King Balak called for Balaam, this lets you know that Balaam was a pretty famous man. Balaam was a well-known man. King Balak didn't just call him because he was trying to find out who could do what. No, this lets you know through context. Balaam was a well-known man. And King Balak knew the services that he did. Verse 6. He says, come now, therefore, Balaam, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure, I shall prevail, that we may smite them, that I might drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou curses is cursed. Now, what Balaam does is a form of divination. All that cursing and blessing, that's a form of divination. Now, in 2024, you got black men and black women who have told other black people, listen, these heathens, they have diviners and stuff that try to curse the black people, that curse black men and black women through songs, through, they praying over stuff, trying to curse us. And what do the other black people say? Oh, well, that's just a conspiracy theory, or, oh, you nuts, you believe in all that kooky stuff. It's not kooky, brothers and sisters. We had enemies right here that did this stuff in the old days. So you don't think that our enemies don't use hexes and curses today? No, they still use it. And because Israel is disobedient, the Lord allowed to come upon Israel. So yes, some of you better believe there are some of your enemies on the job and everything that's going home, playing with their little Ouija boards, playing with little crystals and stuff, trying to curse you. But the curses don't work because you under the blood of Jesus. And so it ward them curses and them hexes off. Because trust me, it does happen, brothers and sisters. It does happen. All right. Now, I wasn't done. At the end of verse 6, King Balak told Balaam, he said, for I know that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou curses is cursed. See, and this is where King Balak messed up, because he believed in his mind that Balaam had the power to do all of this. Balaam didn't do anything. Whenever Balaam blessed or cursed, it was the Lord who signed off on it, because it's the Lord ultimately who decides who's going to be blessed and who's going to be cursed. So Balaam couldn't do nothing. Balaam is at the mercy of God's authority, just like the rest of us. Balaam can bless and bless and bless all he wants. But if the Lord say, nope, that individual or that land or this tree gonna be cursed, hey, ain't nothing Balaam can do. Balaam gonna be using his tonsils for no reason. Verse 7. It says, and the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. Now, notice that it says the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian, because elders are supposed to be the ones in every nation who's got wisdom, who's got knowledge, So, they're the group that the people of the land can go to for wisdom, if that makes sense. But remember, the Lord told the children of Israel, and I'm just saying this because it reminded me of this, but remember the Lord told us that our elders wouldn't know anything, that there would be a time where they're going to be stupid and that they're going to be without knowledge. And that's what you see today, brothers and sisters out here. All of our elders, not all of them, but most of them, I shouldn't say all, but most of them, I hate to say it, but most of them are stupid. They are without knowledge. And when we talking about elders here, that goes for the men and the women. You can't go to none of them in the children of Israel, hardly any of them, for any kind of wisdom or knowledge, because they just as stupid as the young people. You got the old man. He still got his hat backwards, still got his pants down, still trying to play with these young women. And then you got the older women, bunch of old bags, still walking around thinking that they in their 20s, wearing short skirts, short dresses, trying to act like she's still in her 20s and she's 60 something years old. So the Lord told us that, hey, our elders will be without knowledge. And that day has come, brothers and sisters. Elders, most of them ain't got no knowledge. But anyway, verse 7, it says, and the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand, and spoke, and they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. So they basically told Balaam, hey, we got word from the king, King Balak of Moab, and we coming with these rewards because he wants you to come and he wants you to curse the children of Israel. Verse 8. And he said unto them, lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, and the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And God came unto Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto God, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, have sent unto me, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure, I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And God said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. So King Balak, he wanted to use Balaam to curse him, but the Lord said, hey, you ain't going to go to curse these people because these people are blessed. 13. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, get you into your land. So get out of here, go back to your land, for the Lord refuses to give me leave to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuseth to come to us. Okay. Now, here we go. Let me go real quick to Amos 3. I wasn't going to read it, but I'm like, you know what? Let me read it anyway. Amos chapter 6. Amos 3 and 6, excuse me. Amos chapter 3 and verse 6, and it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city? I mean, this is just my favorite scripture. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? What we got to understand, brothers and sisters, is the Lord, like I said, is the great dictator. He is the great puppet master. And this whole world is his stage. Okay, the Lord dictates everything that goes on here. Man deviseth his way, but the Lord directs his steps. So Balaam, all that he had done in the past and cursing certain people and cursing certain lands and nations, all of that stuff was done by way of the Lord. Because remember, the Lord uses people just like he used Satan. You got a wicked nation, don't do nothing he say. He sends Satan to go and destroy that nation. Because remember, all Satan needs to do, his evil is the green light. Just like Balaam to do his cursings or his blessings, hey, he just need the green light. That's why the Lord say, that's why he told the children of Israel, hey, why do y'all get involved in this divination and stuff? What is the point of all of this divination? Because you trying to get great fame for yourself and great wealth for yourself. You trying to bless yourself. You could try all that divination if you want to try to bless yourself. If I say that you're cursed because I don't like you, you live foul and raunchy, so you're cursed. So I don't care how much divination and crystal play that you deal with, you're not going to be able to bless yourself. Even right now, if I try to bless myself, but God has cursed me, guess what? I'm going to stay cursed. On top of more punishment because I've tried to bless myself when the Lord has cursed me. Because you know why? The Lord is in control of what goes down, brothers and sisters. Balaam don't have any power. Now, let me see. Where did I end off verse 15? And Balak sent yet again princes. So Balak sent more princes. It says more and more honorable than they. So these princes, they were more higher up in prestige. And they came to Balaam and said to him, thus saith Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me, for I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me these people. So that lets you know that Balak is in distress because he willing to promote Balaam to very great honor, as well as give him great riches if he can curse the children of Israel because he's afraid. So basically he's trying to buy Balaam off. 18. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, and I cannot go beyond the words of the Lord my God. Wait a minute, what did Balaam say? The Lord my God. So who was in control? Who was in control the whole time of Balaam's divination practices? The Lord his God. He wasn't in control of nothing. Balaam had no power. 19. Now therefore, I pray you, tarry ye here also this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me. Okay, so he telling these princes, stay in this area, so that way I can bring word to y'all of what the Lord say. 20. And God came unto Balaam at night, and said unto him, if the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. So this is the key. If they come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, thou shalt do. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. So this time the princes of Moab, they didn't call Balaam again. The princes of Moab, they were simply, just waiting. They were tarrying. And this time Balaam, he just went ahead and basically gave in. Yeah, I'm finna go with y'all. Come on, y'all, let's go. That's what he did. In verse 22, and it says, and God's anger was kindled because he went. But I wanted to go real quick to 2 Peter and 2. If I seem a little off, that's because I am, brothers and sisters. I had just woke up from a nap, so my mind is still kind of in that haze. I'm still waking up a little bit. Probably should have waited a little bit before I did this lesson, but it don't matter. We still gonna get this truth out here. So 2 Peter chapter 2, and I'm gonna read verses 14 and 15. Let me show you why Balaam, even though he wasn't called this particular time, why he decided to just go with the princes of Moab. It says, having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling or fooling unstable souls. In heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Besor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness. You know why Balaam went? Because it's telling you. He was thinking about all that gold, all of that silver, all of that honor. It was in the back of his mind the whole time. You didn't think Balaam divined for money. You don't think Balaam did all this divination for free, did you? No. Balaam did it for money. That's why Balaam did it. This divination, this was a profession for Balaam. This is how he got his money. And obviously he was good at it because King Balak of Moab knew about him. Knew enough. He was famous enough for King Balak to know who he was. And so that's why he going, because he want this money. So he was willing to defy the words of the Lord because he thinking about the bag. And remember, they actually had a bag back in the day, a bag full of coins. That's what he was thinking about. He said, man, I gotta get this money. Ooh, and on top of that, he said he gonna give me great honor, boy. Boy, I gotta go after that, man. I ain't gonna lie. And they're in the children of Israel today. They do just what Balaam do. They defy the Lord. So that way they can get these houses, these cars, a great name. So they defy the Lord. That's why they can't live right. I want to live right, but if I live right, I can't get those things that I covet over. Because if I serve God, He gonna make me be diligent and do things the right way. I don't want to do that. I want quick money, fast money. I want what I want now. And that's why these Israelites defy the Lord. So we see that Balaam, he just got up and he went. Verse 22, it says, and God's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood, and on top of that, Balaam, I'm trying to make sure I say this right. Balaam knew what he was going to do in his own mind this whole time. He already knew what he was going to do. He knew he was going to end up going with them princes because he wanted the money, brothers and sisters. He wanted the prestige. That's what he wanted. Well, let me consult the Lord to see what he say. But in his mind, he already knew whether the Lord say or don't say, I'm going with them anyway. That was Balaam's mind. So it says, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. And see, brothers and sisters, when you're disobedient and you are run by covetousness, the Lord going to stand in your way as a adversary against you. Look how many Israelites have sold out and abandoned their God and abandoned their people because they full of covetousness, all of this greed and this stuff that they want. Because if I serve God, I'm going to have to be diligent, like I said, and do things right. They don't want to do that. But because they sell out and because they do this evil to try to get all this stuff because of their greed, their covetousness, God ends up standing as an adversary against them. That's what I'm saying. Oprah Winfrey, Gail, all of these people, man, they're going to end up falling. They're going to end up falling at the end because they betrayed God and they betrayed their people. For what gain? All right, but let's keep on reading, brothers. So I don't want to do too much stopping. And it says, now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. So Balaam had his 2 servants with him. 23. And if Balaam got 2 servants with him, this means that Balaam was a rich man. You wasn't broke having servants. 23. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way. So they was going a specific direction or a specific path, and this angel was standing in the way of that path. And it says, and this angel had his sword drawn in his hand, and the ass turned aside out of the way. So he was trying to go around the angel, and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. So he hit the donkey. Boom. Come on now, get back on the path. But the angel of the Lord stood in a path of the vineyards, being a wall on this side and a wall on that side. So the angel basically is beginning to wall or block this donkey in. 25. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself into the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. You know, Balaam was hollering a little bit, my foot. And he smote her again. Boom. 26. And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place. So this time, this donkey had reached a place where it couldn't go left or right. So it says, where was no way to turn either to the right hand or the left. So this donkey was completely walled in, and the only place it could go was forward. But what? 27. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam. So she just stopped and she sat down. And mind you, Balaam was not aware, could not see what this donkey saw. It says, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote his ass with the staff. So he got his staff. 28. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam. So now we know this is a female donkey. It says, and she said unto Balaam, what have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, and y'all like, oh, Balaam just talk about the ass like it's not. Remember, y'all, Balaam was into divining, which means obviously he did more than cursing and blessing people. He was into other madness. So he was used to seeing things like this. But Balaam said, I hit you these 3 times because thou hast mocked me. I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now would I kill thee. All because the donkey, all because she wasn't going the way Balaam wanted her to go. Now, she did it because the angel, but think about that. You want to kill your animal just because of that? I tell you, boy, the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. And I like how it says, too, in the Bible that the righteous consider the life of their beast, but not Balaam, ready to kill his animal. You've been riding this animal for a long time, caring for it and everything, and because of this small or quick stint, you ready to kill him. Show you what kind of mind Balaam had. Verse 30. And it says, and the ass said unto Balaam, am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, nay. So in other words, have I ever done anything like this before? Have I ever done anything to try to mock you on purpose? And so Balaam said, no. Verse 31, but look at this. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam. What eye? The third eye. The spiritual eyes of Balaam. And he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way. So he seen the angel of the Lord standing in the path. And it says, and his sword drawn in his hand. So the angel had that huge sword in his hand. And it says he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Now notice, every man and woman in this Bible, every time they see an angel, they get weak, or they fall on their face, or they pray, or something like that. But for some reason, these Christian pastors, when they see an angel, they standing tall, they talking tough, and I spoke to the angel and I said, come on, man. That's how you know these preachers ain't speaking nothing but lies. They're trying to make themselves seem holy. No, if you seen the angel, you will be on the ground. You will be on the ground trembling. Verse 32. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, who's the him? Balaam. Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Because remember, the angel was watching all of that. Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. Because remember, these angels, they don't say nothing, because they messengers of the Lord. They don't say nothing other than what the Lord has told them. So he said, I went out to withstand you. And so he said, Balaam, I'm standing against you because you didn't do what I said. Because you got evil intent in your mind. Okay. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. And I'm just going to let you know, brothers and sisters, there's a whole spiritual realm around us. There are angels everywhere. Right? That was just right. That was just like Elisha and his servant. Remember that army came against Elisha? And the servant was freaking out. Look how many men they brought an army against us. Elisha said, open my servant eyes, Lord. And remember, he seen that gigantic, great army of the Lord, far greater than the army that was sent against them. The Bible even says that angels encamp around the saints. And that's literal, brothers and sisters. That is not figurative. That's literal. We just cannot see them. That's the only difference. The Lord has to open up your eyes to see that spiritual realm. But now, 33, it says, and the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. This is what the angel is saying. Now look at this now. The angel says, unless she had turned from me. So you hitting this ass because it's turning away and crushed your foot against the wall, sitting down. You hitting her because of that. But he says, unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee and saved her alive. So the Lord had clear intentions to chop Balaam's head off his shoulders, which means this angel, according to context, was given a specific order. When Balaam crosses this threshold right here, I want you to lop his head clean off. And it better be a clean cut too. You better not have to do it 2 times. One good clean cut, lop his head right off. And his servants, all they gonna see is his head flying, and they gonna flee. But that ass or that donkey that Balaam smote, his own ass, his own donkey, end up saving his behind. And see, brothers and sisters, we are that ass. We are that donkey for our people, Israel. We trying to guide them in the right way. We're trying to steer them away from danger. But what do? They keep smiting us and hitting us. But they don't realize that pit, that lake of fire is in front of them where they walking. But we're trying to veer them off the path. And they hitting us, doing all kind of stuff, brothers and sisters. So in a funny way, in the wicked of Israel eyes, we're being an ass to them. Because y'all always trying to come with that Bible and trying to get people to live right, man. Leave me alone with that. They be hitting us, doing all kinds of stuff, talking crazy to us because they don't want to hear the word. So our people today, they ain't no different from Balaam. Now, because based off of 2 Peter 2:2, this story of Balaam, I'm going to have to reread the story over and over and over again, and over again and over again. But this is a parable. Okay, that much is clear. That's why I got to keep reading it over and over again, because this obviously is a parable, brothers and sisters. But we're going to keep reading. Verse 34, and Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned. See, now that Balaam knew he was going to get his head lopped off, and I like it too because it said the Lord had opened Balaam's eyes to see the angel. There are going to be some brothers and sisters, the remnant, whom the Lord opens their eyes to see, wow, I was headed for danger. I was headed for the fire, just like Paul. Paul was just like Balaam. All gung-ho, full steam ahead with his evil. But what? The Lord knocked him off of his horse and did what? Opened his eyes, just like Balaam. See, it's some parables in here. I just got to reread this story of Balaam, see what I can get out of it. But I'll do that on my own time. Now, let's see. Yeah, so he says, I have sinned, because he sinned. Now that he knew his head was going to get lopped off. For I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. So he should be thanking his donkey. Now, therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. Now he talking about leaving. Well, if it displease you, I'm going to leave. I ain't going to go like I was intending. But the Lord said through this angel, the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. He said, so you're going to go ahead and go with the princes of Balak, but you're going to only speak the words that I tell you to speak. 36. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him into a city. He went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Or earnestly meaning urgently. Wherefore camest thou not unto me? So why didn't you come to me right away? Am I not able indeed to promote thee, to honor me? Were you doubting me in some way that I could do the things that I said I could do for you in terms of compensation? 38. And Balaam said unto Balak, lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath Huzoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam and the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal. So that lets you know the Moabites, they served them Baal gods, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. So going up to the high places of Baal, you could see the uttermost part of the children of Israel, and even the uttermost parts of the children of Israel were numerous. It was an innumerable amount of people. Okay. But that is it for Numbers 22, guys, and I will see you in the next chapter. Shalom.